And this is one that I struggle to have a bit of a think about. Well, what brings it all together? And it's really simple.
Hello and welcome to our Meet the Coach series. I'm your host, Carla Egan, and today we're talking to Gayle Leaver. Gayle is a leadership coach who has over 20 years coaching experience working across various teams, business structures, and leaders. Gayle also works as a consultant and a strategist and a problem solver, and she likes to describe her approach to coaching as an easy listening radio station. I like that, Gayle. Gayle's an attentive listener, and her style is very conversational, with a focus on what you need to do or what you intend to do today, tomorrow, and the next day. Gayle is the founder of GL Mindset Coaching and joins us from Stafford Heights in Queensland. Welcome to our Meet the Coach podcast.
Thank you, Carla.
Today we're exploring the 4 C's of life, which represent courage, commitment, consistency, and community. So let's jump in, Gayle. Can you tell us more about each one? And obviously starting maybe with the first one, courage, and how it applies to creating change in your life.
So I think the important thing about courage, a lot of people believe, being courageous is about making a change, making a real difference in your life. And, that's absolutely true. But courage is also making the choice sometimes to step back. So much is happening in your life that you need some space, or you want a career change. And the best way to get that outcome is to step back, pause, readjust, and then move forward. So courage is all of those things. And it's important that the sense of being brave and being courageous in life may well be the first step is actually asking for help. And that could be for coaching or to a friend or to an educational institution. The important thing is to realize everyone has that courage within them.
I like your definition on that. And, I wrote down here, it's, about asking for help and being vulnerable. And that does take courage. And I guess that's why it's the first starting point of your 4 C's.
Yeah.
I've got your model up on my screen on the side. Your next C is in your model is commitment, Gayle.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to ask you, how do you encourage that? Because not everyone follows through on their promises of what they say they're going to do. And maybe that's why maybe consistency is the next C. But I'd love to know about commitment and how that relates to consistency.
So you're absolutely correct. Really, commitment and consistency go together. It's a bit like your New Year's resolutions that we all do, and we all probably fail within the first 2 weeks. Commitment is really about, being honest with yourself that you want to do something and you have an intent, not just a purpose or a big goal. It's the intention to actually do something. And that's where that concept of consistency comes in. It's really about, I want this outcome. I've got this big goal in place and I'm committed to that, but I just don't know how to start. And starting is one day at a time. That's commitment and consistency. It's almost creating a habit. If for example, a really simple example could be a commitment to improve your fitness or your flexibility. Your intention isn't about doing so many sets in a gym. Your intention should be as simple as, I intend to move every day. And that could be through a gym, through housework, through walking with a friend. It's really just, I suppose, it's a stepped approach to moving towards what you want. That's why, while number 2 is commitment, it's commitment and consistency work together to get not just what you want, but probably what you need.
I like your frame on that it's the intention to move rather than I've got to do so many sit-ups. The intention could be I'm going to put my runners on. You
Yeah,
go.
no, I think that's a really important point, Carla, is, so many, and I'll use New Year resolutions far because they're too high level. There's too much within them. It's the commitment and the consistency is that simple day-to-day intent. So when someone tells me they've got a purpose or a big goal of achieving a promotion in 6 months' time, my question to them is, well, what do you intend to do today?
Which just takes us back to the intro where you said, what are you planning to do? I think it was, what's your intention today, tomorrow, and the next day, which is really plays into the 4 C's in creating any change that you want in your life. It's such a simple model, but it's really clever. Well, that's the 3 of the 4 C's. You've got me intrigued with the 4th one, which is community. Can you just tell us a bit more about that and how does that relate, Gayle?
So this is one that I struggled to have a bit of a think about. Well, what brings it all together? And it's really simple. It's part of life. It's your community around you. It's your support group. It's your friends. It's your walking buddy, or could be a member of a local church or a charity that you're involved with. And your sense of community is not just your cheerleader. You don't want a group of people going, you're just amazing. You actually want a cheerleader, you want a challenger, you want a critiquer. So your community, and I say communities, but it's often communities because we're all parts of different communities. So, I do volunteering for a charity. That's one community. I do a walking fitness community. All of those support me in different ways. But the absolute joy of communities is that they all overlap over time, because as you grow in that one community, is they get to know you, you get to know them, and you're building a relationship that can actually help you support you to meet whatever goal you're aiming for, whatever intention that you have set for today, tomorrow, and the next day.
I really like the way you've also defined community, because there are different roles that will help you support the change that you want to make in your life. And I guess as a coach, you would be part of a client's community as well, part of that champion, maybe holding them accountable, maybe being that cheerleader, whatever role the coach plays is part of that community, which rounds it off nicely to bring that circle around to having the courage to go further, to make another change. I really like your model, Gayle. My last is, as a coach, what does it mean to be a member of the coaching directory? What does it mean for you and your business?
Well, that's easy. It's part of my community. It's a community that I know will give me the support that I may need. It will help me with questions. I also know, as being part of the coaching directory, is that I can offer support and help to people. And just meeting some of the members to date from the coaching directory, has given me a different perspective in my coaching journey and my own personal development. So my 4 C's applies. So it's a perfect conclusion. Community is, for me, the coaching directory.
Oh, I love that we're meeting your 4 C's in community, Gayle, and it's a delight to have you. It's refreshing to have another leadership coach of your ability and your extended experience over 20 years now and counting. So look, that brings us to the end of our Meet the Coach interview. Gayle, thank you so much for sharing your model of the 4 C's, but also sharing how your model can help create change, not just change in your life, but also to get really clear on what's important to the individual as well.
Oh, no, thank you, Carla.
Look, and for those of you that are keen to dive into the wonderful world of coaching and into personal development, please subscribe to our newsletter. And if you enjoy today's podcast, please rate and review us, and be sure to catch us in the next episode. This is Carla Egan from the Coaching Directory, where we connect you to your ideal coach.